Um, well, it's a lot of you out this evening. Let me see, I should probably tell you some stuff about myself. I'm unemployed at the moment. You know, like a lot of people in these times, you know. It's a harsh recession and everything like that. All the doomsayers on the TV are saying bad things. I don't quite understand what any of them are talking about when they say these things. You know, I have no idea what the word austerity means, for instance. I asked my German flatmate, and apparently austerity is German for "you got a bird in math, boy." I've been looking for work. I genuinely have, and I was on one of those websites where they where they give you tips on how to get a job, and one of the things they tell you is write a really awesome cover letter. So I did. You know, one that really gets across, you know, what you can bring to the organisation. So I did. So, dear sir, madam, enclosed you will find my CV with my educational history, work experience, etc. But I don't think that truly brings across what I can bring to your organisation. In order to do that, it was to Duns, I need to mention that. And in order to do that, I need to tell a personal story about myself. When I was 12 years old, I was going through your fine store, shopping for back to school clothes with my mother. And there, looking at your lingerie section, I got the first pumping bloodhorn of my young life. I'm not legally allowed near women's underwear anymore. But I feel that if I can bring half the passion that was in that pumping bloodhorn to this position, I can be a worthwhile member of your team. Yours sincerely, Sean Sheridan. The only problem with that was, I got really bored after that, and I just copy-pasted that for the rest of the CVs I was sending out. Dear Taher Tyres, enclosed you will find my CV with my work experience, educational history, etc. But I don't think that brings across what I can truly bring to your organisation. In order to do that, I need to tell a personal story about myself. When I was 12 years old, I was shopping with my mother for back-to-school tyres. And there, looking at your fine wares, I got the first pumping bloodhorn of my young life. I'm not legally allowed near rubber anymore. But I feel if I can bring half the passion that was in that pumping bloodhorn, I can be a worthwhile member of your team. Yours sincerely, Sean Sheridan. Dear Mother Care. Do I really have to go on with that one? So I'm going to be unemployed for a while. And it's just a matter of filling up the days. You know, one of the things I do a lot is I read a lot of superhero comics. It passes the time. It's reasonably okay. I'm still reading, and a lot of comic nerds have that conversation. You know, if you could be any superhero, if you could create a superhero character for yourself, what would it be, and what would you do? I have an answer for that. If I created a superhero character for myself, I would be condescending man. My superpower should be pretty obvious, even to someone like you. Excuse me, just 1 second. Right. And another thing about me, I'm not one of those comedians who goes on about the difference between men and women and relationships and all that sort of stuff, because one thing I've learned about women over the course of my life is that they don't like broad, generalizing, sweeping statements about their entire gender. Especially ones that start with, the one thing I've learned about women is. I mean, I can't generalize about women because I don't fucking understand women. Until I was 17 years old, I thought dry humping was really sarcastic people having sex. Okay, could you, ladies, could you answer this one for me? You know that spray-on tan, that fake tan? What on earth is the fucking story with that stuff? Could you please explain that to me? I've never figured it out. Because there are loads of girls go out, pasty white Irish girls go out, cake themselves in this stuff, thinking they look like Salma Hayek. And I don't know how to tell them that they look a bit more like Salma Hayek. I mean, it was, I actually have, this is a deep confession of mine, I actually have a very real fear of fake tan. Because I have this fear that one night I'm going to be out in Carbon nightclub and I'm going to be hammered off my face on vodka. And in my head, I'm picking up Jessica Alba, until I wake up the next morning beside Hulk Hogan.
Well, you know something, brother, I'm gonna pull down your pants and do bad, nasty things to you, brother.
It's just a major fear of mine. Another thing about me is I'm a firm believer that people shouldn't overstay their welcome, which is why I think it was fantastic when Kurt Cobain blew his head off. Now that's not the most popular opinion ever expressed, but allow me to qualify this. Say he had lived on and he had quit the junk, and Nirvana had sort of faded away, because they would have. What would Kurt Cobain be doing now? He'd be doing adverts right now. He absolutely would. He'd have changed it, he'd be slightly changing the lyrics to his hit songs, so, to hawk some product or other. It's like, are you 3 years into a fixed rate mortgage? Are you thinking, hi, white, I got a little complaint. You should talk to EBS. I sit and drink green label tea. Triangular banks to let it breathe. And I can see that there's some doubting faces in the crowd, like, yeah, that had never happened. It's happened before. I don't know if you remember this. They used the Nina Simone song "I Got Life" for Muller Rice adverts a couple of years back. And that to me, that's one of my favorite songs of all time. It's simple, it's powerful, it's part love song to the human condition and part rebel song to fucking oppressors everywhere. It's a two-fingered fuck you to anyone, who would try to hold someone else down. So you can see why it's the perfect song for hawking rice pudding. Why not take this to its logical conclusion? I've pitched this ad, and I'm waiting on a response right now. Basically, it's just going to be me to camera doing this. Out of the night that covers me, black as the pit from pole to pole, I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. In the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not winced nor cried aloud. Under the bludgeoning of chance, my head is bloodied but unbowed. Beyond this place of wrath and tears looms the horror of the shade, and yet the menace of the years finds and shall find me unafraid. It matters not how strait the gate, how charged with punishment the scroll. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. Yet I still can't believe it's not butter. I don't really have a whole lot of time here tonight, so I'm going to leave you with this. And I'm going to leave you with a serious confession about myself. I have been single for quite a while now, and like a depressing amount of time. I'm not even going to tell you how long. But I realise why it is. I'm under no illusions, I haven't met the right one or anything. No. I realise that, honestly, I'm not the best looking guy, right? But I know from experience that there are women who will look past that, who will look past the fact I look like the illegitimate love child of Glenn Hansard and Damien Dempsey, to see the good, decent person I am most of the time. And that is really frustrating for me, because most of those women are fucking dogs. Which is why most Saturday nights you will find me down Carbon, languid on vodka, and if I play my cards right, I'll be chatting with my mates after they kick us all out going, lads, see what I did. Come here, say that thing again.
Well, you know something, brother.
That's fucking hilarious. You're not actually my sister, are you? Because I'm from Mayo, you only have to be wrong the once. That's my time. I hope you really enjoyed the rest of the show. I've been Sean, you've been great. Thank you very much.